All right, man. The Pistons have reportedly not been offered any first round draft picks for Andre Drummond, even the ones outside the lottery. That is pretty much, in some people's opinion, depending on the talent level of the draft, useless if you don't really have the brain trust to know how to, sort through the diamonds in the rough. And also, Andre Drummond had another subpar performance tonight, but it wasn't completely his fault. But let's talk about Andre Drummond. Am I surprised they haven't been offered any ones for him? Unless they can sign him and trade him somewhere he want to go. No, I'm not surprised. Am I a little shocked? Yes, because if you can, show Andre Drummond that your team, actually care about him and is or can give him whatever he wants. Y'all can have those prelim talks. If you can't sign and trade him, that you're gonna pay him next season, then maybe so. But there's no security. He's a rental, and usually rentals goes to teams that need that extra oomph to go over the top, get over the top. And it's only a handful of teams like that. I mean, you're looking at the Clippers. They don't have any assets to really trade to get Andre Drummond without a third team. You're looking at the Boston Celtics. I mean, they really don't probably want to trade nothing for Andre Drummond. And there's some other teams that's near the top. Really like the teams that's, borderline about to really spill over to be really good, like a Phoenix or Sacramento. I don't think it's worth it for those guys. So the Pistons should have traded Andre Drummond a long time ago, or at least Blake Griffin, where you can keep Andre Drummond. And pretty much now you're going to get, nothing for Andre Drummond. It's to the point where he's an expiring contract regardless. So you might as well keep him. But if you're in a situation for tanking, if you can get a Dennis Smith Jr. or you can get a Julius Randle for him, if that's what you like, it's at the point where you might even end up having to keep Andre Drummond because you can't get nothing for him. You might just let him and Reggie contracts roll off and take a loss. But really, you losing 2 salary caps that's probably going to get you almost 40-something million under the cap. So you really try to build Blake Griffin up to health and, ship Blake Griffin out and start over. A lot of people want to believe that, anybody that tell you that this team is close to being anything to, a championship level team, because that's the goal. If you're a young team and you like the Pistons right now and you floating around the AFC, you like it because your younger players going to get better. But Andre Drummond ain't getting no better, in my opinion. And he could, but I don't think so. Blake Griffin ain't getting no better. Reggie ain't getting no better. So Derrick Rose is what he is. So your core, your team are old veteran players that's probably going to be on the downside of their career, other than Andre Drummond. So really, it makes no sense. You might as well sell and pretty much try to acquire some young talent. The Pistons in perfect position to tank. They can sell whoever they want to sell. No single player is going to save this franchise other than Sayoko. That's it. You keep Sayoko, you keep your shooter in Civi, and everybody else can go. If you need be bad, try to tank, get a good pick in the draft, be bad next year, try to get another top pick up there. Try to do it the 76ers model. Try to do it the Thunder model, where they got Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and down the line they end up getting Serge Ibaka. And people always talk about tanking don't work, but they don't talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They don't talk about the 76ers. It do work. You just got to know how to identify talent at the top of the draft and pray they don't get injured. And the 76ers did that a few times. But with Andre Drummond, it's at the point where it may be time. It may be just keep him or you just trade him just to trade him, just to start tanking. So a contender will really need Dre. That really can help them. But at this point, the best deal is what? The Hawks trying to give you a Chandler Parsons expiring contract. That would just say nothing. You would just be, conceding the season and saying you're willing to tank. So, if they trade Andre Drummond, they tank it, then they got to trade D Rose. If D Rose want to be part of a winner, but I think D Rose just want to be close to Chicago as well. But, it's to the point where it ain't no value. Maybe you get close to the trade deadline and somebody cave and give you a good deal. So you don't want to wave the white flag yet. But a lot of people get mad at Andre Drummond based off his performance. He threw the basketball at the player head. And I think Andre Drummond is hearing some of the trade rumors. And, mentally, he kind of been a little bit timid and soft throughout his NBA career, in my opinion. And, Joel Embiid was able to get in his head. And now, these trade rumors probably getting in his head as well. But, hey, when you go out there in the beginning of the season or before the season start and you say that you can't wait to be a free agent, this, that, and the third, and you opting out and you promote it, you get a team no option. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, as much as the Andre Drummond fan club going around Piston Nation in Detroit is behind Andre Drummond, obviously this organization ain't behind Andre Drummond. They don't believe in Andre Drummond enough to give him a supermax deal. Now, it may be a situation where you keep Drummond and you let him see what the market is, and maybe somebody pay him max money. I'm guarantee you nobody going to pay him super max money. But when you seeing guys get max deal like Jaylen Brown and Buddy Hield for they age group or they tenure in the league, that make you think like you a max player. But like I said before, with Andre Drummond, there's no real skill there. Other than rebounding the ball, people look at the 2020, he do that versus lower ops, lower opposition. But tonight he got dogged by Jahlil Okafor. I think he did bang on him, but he only played 22 minutes. And obviously, with them lowering his minute count tonight, it make you believe that he on his way out the door and they're getting ready to trade him. And when he see his minutes going down, he hear the rumors. He on the internet, on the phone, iPhone, Galaxy, like everybody else. Basically he probably already checked out. Like, I'm going anyway. What's the point of playing hard? We ain't gonna win the game. It ain't gonna make the playoffs, and they gonna keep me. So I think he already kind of done with the situation. He probably thought in his mind that the Pistons were going to give him a max deal, how close he was with Tom Gores, but he didn't get better. Offensively, he's still practicing three-pointers. He practices post-game, and I was talking to somebody the other day. Well, today we was talking about, I think it's yesterday, we was talking about Giannis and Ben Simmons and how they doing it wrong. How do you, sit there and you shoot layups and then you go to the three-point line to expand your game? No. You do the layups, you get a floater, and then you master the mid-range jumper, and then you take it out the three-point land gradually. You just don't go from, layups and dunks to three-pointers. No, you got to gradually work your way out the three-point land. And if Giannis and Ben Simmons, worked on a mid-range jumper and they floater a lot better, that'd be just as dangerous as a three-point shot. And for Andre Drummond, he hasn't mastered his back to the basket game, and in the summertime, he trying to go out there and launch three-pointers. And that ain't the way the game is going to be played. You work your back to the basket game, then you work on your little 10 to 12 footer, you know what I'm saying? And you master that, and then you can take your game out to, three-point land and be like AD, Karl Anthony Towns, and those guys. But he never really developed into a max player. He durable, he can rebound. You know what I'm saying? His motor inconsistent. Even him rebounding and putting the ball back in the basket is inconsistent. When he go up against Joel Embiid, Tristan Thompson just had a field day on him. Jahlil Okafor just had a field day on him. You know what I'm saying? And I think Jahlil Okafor having a field day on him was attributed to the inconsistency in minutes. He didn't have that many personal fouls. And also, I just think the trade rumors in his head. But we'll see what kind of contract he get if he stay in Detroit. Or if he leave by them decreasing his minutes, that make you think he probably going to be out of Detroit. And I think it's a hard decision for Tom Gores to see somebody that he like. But he a shrewd businessman. He been in business a long time, made a lot of money. But he already know it's money over the homies. And for Andre Drummond, like I said, if they do get rid of him for nothing, it's just be the way the white flag and tank. And if they do that, then maybe Langston, Derrick Rose, and a few other guys out the door. But Piston fans need to actually just get out of being optimistic. All right. People get mad at me because I keep it 100. I'm not approaching my channel like a fan. I never really approach sports like a fan. I approach it on who I think really going to win. And a lot of these dudes approach it like fanboys. This team ain't nowhere near close to where they should be for the payroll that they paying. It's not close. It's the potential has been tapped out. Your best players are plateauing and maybe even on the downslope of their career. You got to get younger. And how you get superstar talent in this league in a market like Detroit, you got to draft them. And Detroit has shown from the 7 to the 15, 20 range in its history that they haven't been able to find the diamonds in the roughs, the McCollums, the Donovan Mitchells, the Giannis's, the Rudy Gobert, and Draymond Greens and Monte Ellis's, Isaiah Thomas through the middle of the rounds of the draft or the second round of the draft or the back end of the draft. They haven't been able to define those guys. So let me know what you think of the video. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check out the channel out for more sports, music, news, and entertainment at Goodfellas Sports TV right here on YouTube. That's Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate the love, support. Share the video, comment, One time for the one time we gone.